Hello traders and welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 33. It's Iliya here, and as always we're gonna have a look at how the market developed this week and what do we expect for the upcoming one. I've been getting very nice feedback from you guys and even a strategy that you apply. Some people analyze their charts first and then jump onto the weekly outlook and setups, and they find very nice similarity, which I am so glad to hear. So as well, if you're new to this channel, it is all about trading, investing as well, giving you tips and everything from my journey. And I really hope you're valuing the content. So if you're new, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell in order not to miss the upcoming content. And if you already did, let's head straight to the video. As always guys, starting from the DXY, let's see what the dollar has for us. Let's drop a quick technical analysis on the daily time frame. Well, just looking at this market, I can see that we were in a very nice downtrend, very nice swings here and very nice structure being respected. Recently though, what we analyzed is that price was tapping into this very strong support area in here, which was the lower low. After the price action pulled back for a lower high, we had a massive liquidity spike down here. Price filled this wick, and it looked like it created a lower low, but actually pretty fast it returned back in. So this was kind of an indication that there are not enough sellers in here, and then the market pushed up again. So this week that we had here, I was thinking that this is another lower high. Price tapped this trend line, and I thought that this is going to reverse to the downside. However, we had the breakouts. And then this week, price started with a big slowdown. So I said to myself, well, price is trying to grab more liquidity from this area, possibly here, and it's trying to manipulate us in order to go short. But we can see that the last 2 days, price was pretty bullish. We had 2 bullish daily candles, the last one creating a higher high on the 4-hourly, which will be much clearer when we drop down. And what I can say from this daily analysis is that I'm more bullish than bearish right now. Just dropping a quick level in here, a massive supply area, and dropping down to the 4-hourly to see what is up here. We can clearly see how the market is creating nice swings here, push, pull back, and a nice push for the end of the week. We have a nice trend line going up like this here. So let's focus on structure right now. Massive impulsive move to the upside. I see structure broken right here. We even see the slowdown. Well, price attempted to break, push down, consolidate a little bit, and then we had the push. What I can expect on this market is a little flip in here. We see 50% alliance with this area. So if this market gives us a little pullback to the downside to tap this trend line, to tap the 50% to create a higher low, then we can look for taking some longs on the dollar and targeting this upwards area. So bullish bias on the dollar. Let's see if it's supported by Euro USD as well. We have beautiful daily structure on Euro USD. As I can see, we have broken this ascending trend line. Price pushed up to create a higher high, then attempted to push down, created some sort of a higher low, attempted to push up as well, creating a lower high, which we're gonna see on the 4-hourly, push down, pulled back to create this beautiful head and shoulders right here, as you can see, and then massively pushed to the downside. So this week we were encountering this daily support because this was the last daily higher low. And usually guys, a tip from me, those structural points are very important because you can see price always respects them, because this is the last attempt for price to remain bullish, because as long as we're staying above a higher low, we're still technically in an uptrend. But earlier we had the indication of the trend shifting. We had the head and shoulders, we had the break of the trend line, the retest of the trend line, we even have a Fibonacci level, so everything is aligning. And here we had a little bit of a slowdown, potentially a lower high formation, but I believe that we had a very big consolidation on the 4-hourly. So just checking the daily as well, nicely 2 bearish candles closing like this, and we just dropping this daily area, very similar to the DXY. And it's no wonder that they're actually 90% oppositely correlated. So what we had this week on Euro USD was this consolidation box. So I really didn't want to trade Euro USD because of this fake out, and price then immediately returned back into the consolidation while I was looking for a bigger pullback. I wanted to see price around these areas in here because this is 61.8%, something like this. Yep. as you can see. So it just tapped the 38.2, returned back in. So I said, well, let's be patient and let's wait for potentially a breakout or a bigger pullback. But then price made another fake out and just broke to the downside and continued flushing. So a lot of confusion was in there in the market, but we had some euro news as well the last day. So this caused a lot of volatility. So deleting everything, as we know the daily picture right now and everything. So just looking at the structure, guys, we had this area broken, a lot of wicks. So this is a strong structural area that price may come back to retest. It may not come back that high, but in confluence with the DXY, as we expect it to pull back, we can draw a little Fibonacci in here. We can expect the pullback, lower high formation, Fibonacci level, potential support and resistance around here. Even if we look on the left, we can always find those areas that we can use for confluence, but just focusing on the structure, we have a new downtrend established right now. So let's wait for that pullback, lower high, and then I think we will have a short on Euro USD. Euro JPY daily time frame, what we can see is just massive selling pressure in this one, as we had a pretty strong Japanese yen this week. So price just created this high. We had a 1, 2, 3 formation, pulled back a little bit, and a continuous push to the downside on the daily. Right now, just to mark a quick daily zone is this one, because as I said earlier, the last higher lows or just the last structure that price respected can act as a very nice supportive region. And we can clearly see it here on the 4 hourly, this double bottom that created in here and a massive uptrend. So price didn't give us too much pullbacks. We had a beautiful opportunity the last day. A lot of members took it. Something like this. This was a beautiful lower high. We see a lot of rejections and this fake out. And if you drop down to the 1 hour, we have a beautiful bearish engulf as well. And even on the 15-minute, we later had a little pullback in here, and then the price just continued to melt. So very nice opportunity. And speaking about the next one, well, there is no clear swings here, so I can draw my Fibonacci. It may be pretty confusing because we can draw it from here like this. We can catch this one as well, or we can go for the biggest point. So what I will do is I will just focus on structure. Price is about to tap into a very strong demand area, so we should expect the pullback, and we expect pullback on both DXY and Euro USD. So this is giving us a pullback for a potential lower high in and around this area. If we just mark this one, so price is allowed to pull back anywhere in between here, but if we have a break above this one, then we can potentially have a shift of the trend. So let's be mindful of this level. Let's wait for a pullback, lower high, and let's see if we get a short opportunity. We had pretty confusing structure on Aussie USD this week. So just a quick analysis here on the daily. We had this trend line that got beautifully broken. We had a head and shoulders formation, beautiful on the daily, a lot of rejections here, actually a whole week of consolidation. Then the price broke out, continued to the downside, creating a new lower low on the daily after breaking this structural point. So I am very short bias on this one. But what we had here is this very kind of, squeezed price action. So I did not take any short here, although price was making beautiful lower highs. I just thought that this was going to explode to the upside. Then we had an explosion. So I said, all right, we might be about to pull back, to make a daily pullback as well. But price action just did this upwards push, started to find massive resistance here, and then pushed to the downside and turned into consolidation again. The last 4 hourly candle closure here, not the last, but it closed very bearish. So we still have the sell bias market. The daily is very nice. So what I will do is I will just mark my major zones, which is this one, which I consider to be a major kind of a lower high. Price pushes down. We have a level of resistance in here. So I will wait for this one, guys, to pull back either here to create a double top of this one or anywhere around this area, because we can even draw Fibonacci from swing high to swing low. Expect the pullback, which is gonna take place probably around here, and then we can wait for a short opportunity in confluence with Euro USD as well. As I already said, we had a pretty strong Japanese yen this week, and we can see AJ similar to EJ are pushing to the downside very strongly. So just dropping a quick level in here, we can see 74,500 key level in this market, a lot of support and a lot of resistance being respected from the past. So price is massively flushing down right now, tapping this area. And if we drop it down to the 4 hourly time frame, we see again this squeezed price action here. We had a nice opportunity the last day here, a lot of rejections, nice fake out, another one rejection here, price slowing down. Hourly, we had a fake out here, a retest of this zone, which is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful short opportunity around here in the 15-minute, which we smashed. So price just created a lower low. Well, actually what we teach is that after a lower low, price will always pull back. So we never go short here to the downside with a massive stop loss. We always wait for the price to retrace. So let's see where the retrace will take place. We can go as much as here, because as I said, if price breaks the structural point, then we have a potential reversal. It may not be a reversal because we might have a big Fibonacci like this fulfilled. However, for me, a break of structure is a sign that the sellers on this occasion are running out of steam. So very simple analysis on this one, guys. I think price will find some support in here. All the pairs are correlating. So let's see a little pullback in here, potential double top or a lower high, and we're gonna sell AJ. NZD/USD daily time frame, that's a pair I've been hating for the last 2 weeks, because even if you see on the daily time frame, it is absolutely unclear what price is doing, right? So what I can see and what I will do is just the liquidity spot in here with this massive wick. Probably there is some support from the left. 1, 2, 3 formation on the daily indicating some bullish bias, but then the last daily candle closes with a bearish wick and a bearish body as well. Looking here on the 4 hourly, what we saw was a big consolidation. Then the price action broke out of this consolidation, attempted to retest, but we see after one consolidation, we actually turned into another, because this was the fake out. Immediately turned into the fake out. Price again started to consolidate, broke below, pulled back, and right now it looks more bearish than bullish to me. So if I delete everything and try to look clear into this one, I frankly cannot. So I will just mark the last areas that the price is respecting. So let's see if this area gets broken, and if it gets broken, then we will have a new lower low. And after lower low, we can wait for a lower high to sell. But if price finds support in here, we will have a double bottom. And then if we break this structure, that is a potential lower high right now, then we will have a reversal signal. If this pair usually correlates to Aussie USD, so let's see how those pairs play out, and possibly on Monday or even Tuesday, when this starts to develop more, we shall see where this market is going to go. But for now, it's pretty unclear to me personally. NZD/JPY behaved better than NU, but we can see here as well the last 2 days we had a push up, pull back down, then a massive push to the downside, but immediate pull back up again. And the last day closed bearish because we had all the bearish closures on the other pairs. But what I can see here is that daily area, and from the bottom we have a strong support in here. So just quickly marking those levels, guys, and then dropping to the 4 hourly, just following the process. What we had here is this same compressed price action, very similar to AU. This pulled back to the upside a little bit. However, it stayed below the last lower high, which was actually a double top here. We had a massive manipulation in here, then another rejection forming a level in this market. And if we drop down to the hourly, we again see this this ugly formation right here. A little pullback, looks like a head and shoulders, possibly on the lower time frames it will be clearer, and then we had a push to the downside. So again, looking from a clear perspective on the 4 hourly time frame, I will just mark my last structural point, which is this one, and potentially we can keep that daily resistance I just deleted. However, we have an area right here that price massively tapped and exploded to the upside. So price is in between those two areas right now. So what I want to see is either a break and retest of this one, a return back for a double top, or a break of this structure. So for now it looks bearish, but let's see how Monday opens. Let's see how Tuesday develops. My bias is changing every day, as you know. So let's make sure that we follow price action and what the market is communicating to us. We had some beautiful setups on USD/JPY, so we expected this to flush down for quite some time, and we just saw the slowdown in here, and this week the price pushed to the downside as we had the strong yen right now. So just looking from the daily, like this may be a potential retracement on the daily, currently tapping the 38.2, but we can expect it to fall even a little bit further to the 61.8. So knowing this, we can trade the downtrend on the 4 hourly, because what do we have here, guys? This was the first opportunity when price broke out of this consolidation, retest first time, retest second time, massive flush to the downside. This was a beautiful opportunity here. And then what price action did, pull back, two 4-hourly candles of rejections. Beautiful structure on the hourly time frame, a little double top, which is perfectly seen on the 15-minute. And then the price just decided to flush to the downside. So again, looking from a fresh perspective, I will keep my last lower high because I will not allow price to break it. And potentially, guys, I will monitor this daily Fibonacci because we had a massive explosion to the upside. And right now, this could be a daily retracement. So the more price action gets close to the 50%, the 61.8, the less the probability for shorts will get. So if we want to get a short opportunity, let's make sure we're given a pullback like this, a lower high, so we can ride this pair to the 50% or to the 61.8, then close our positions and see how the market is going to react. But for now, I believe that on Monday or Tuesday, we're going to have another short opportunity, but then I will probably start to switch my bias. Kind of confusing structure on USD Swissy. So what do we have here is this downtrend that price is currently attempting to break. So on the daily time frame, we had a beautiful lower low in here, price retracing back, and I believe that this was going to go down. But we saw massive manipulation to the upside, and it's pretty clear here what is happening on the 4-hourly. It was a nice short opportunity. We were looking for this head and shoulders formation. As you can see, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, nice rejections wicks, and I was looking for a short opportunity here, but price was just continuing to push up without no momentum shift to the downside. It broke this area, retested this area, and attempted to push up, but leaving a lot of wicks. So pretty unclear structure for now. What I will do, I can see a pretty nice resistance area in here. You see here, tap here, massive wicks, prices again here creating, actually we have 12 hours here worth of rejections. So what I want to see, guys, is if this area is going to hold. If price action pushes down, shows me some bearish signs, then I can potentially wait for either a return back of Fibonacci level or just a lower high, double top, whatever. And possibly price may find support here at this trend line. But if it pulls back and fails to make a new higher high, then we can possibly expect the reversal on this trade. However, if Euro USD is going to be bearish, then it will be much better for this to break to the upside, so we can have a long opportunity in correlation with EU, as they're the most kind of negative correlated pairs, EU and USD Swiss. So let's see how this plays out next week. USD CAD daily time frame. So we had quite a lot of consolidation in here, and this week we had the interest rate decision for Canada, and we had this massive explosion to the upside. So price is currently finding it difficult to break above this area, and we had a massive spike in here into this zone. And if we trade the 4-hourly, we can clearly see here the consolidation that we can mark even as a potential structural area that the market may come back to retest. Because if we draw the Fibonacci wheel, we can see it aligns perfectly with the 61.8. So what we see now is price pushing down, finding some support, pushing back up, but still failing to continue. So I think this is a little pullback in order for price to gather more liquidity to push down into this area. So I'm just going to mark my, again, following the process, guys, the structure, this one and this one. So price is staying in between those two. Price can do a few things right now. It may pull back down in here to find more support and to form a double bottom in order for it then to push up and break the structure. Price may come back up here to create a double top to grab liquidity in order to reverse and to push down into this major area, or price may just push to the downside right here, breaking the structure. And I will be very mindful when the price action approaches this area. As we had a massive explosion up, we should have a pullback and a continuation to the upside. So overall, I am bullish bias on USD CAD, but it's just a matter of time until we see the setup. All right, let's have a look at the GBP. So starting from GBP USD, we have something interesting happening here, guys. So we have this ascending trend line. We see prices trending up. However, if we have a look from the upside, we have this downtrend as well. So if you look at it right now, price is stuck into a triangular formation, something like this. So just trying to look into the last daily candles, we see that price formed this key area after creating this double bottom. So we see double bottom, nice break above, breaking above structure, looking pretty bearish. What if we drop down to the 4-hourly time frame? what we can see is that price action is actually shifting the trend right now. Even after this liquidity grab to the upside, this manipulation, price continues to push down. So what I do is I mark my key area in here, and I will wait for the market to pull back around this area to form a double top, and then potentially wait for a short opportunity or just a little lower high, because we might have even a Fibonacci setup here, something like this. Let's wait for price to find a little bit of support, and then we can wait for the pullback up. So overall, I am short bias on GU. Checking GJ, daily time frame. The daily is pretty messy, guys. What I can see is that price is failing to break and close above this kind of daily area. So yeah, we have a little support in here, which is pretty far away from now, actually 280 pips. So we're not gonna pay attention to this. Dropping to the 4 hourly, what we see is that price action was trending up. Then it formed this double top, pushed to the downside. Then we had a potential for a head and shoulders, either from here or taking this big shoulder in here. We had that liquidity spike in here, and price pushes to the downside. So again, short bias on this one. I will just be waiting for a pullback around this area, possibly a Fibonacci level when price finds support as well. So let's see if it pulls back, and we can grab a short opportunity on this one as well. GA, daily time frame. So here it is looking more bullish. So we have this ascending trend line on the daily. Price made a nice higher high, currently starting to slow down. And switching to the 4 hourly time frame, what do we see here? We see a massive impulsive move to the upside. Price is printing very bearish candle here. We see a lot of support around this kind of key area in here. So price is turning right now into a consolidation. So we just broke the chart down. What I will be waiting, guys, is for price to push away from this area, to break it, to come back for a retest, and then I will be looking for shorts. And the same can be applied for longs as well. So with this one, it's just a matter of patience to see where the market is going to go. GBP CAD, we had a massive impulsive move here as the GBP was pretty strong, and with the weak Canada, this was just the perfect pair to trade. It actually moved, yeah, I think this is around 220 pips. That is ridiculous. So checking the daily time frame, we have a massive push to the upside. However, this may be a daily retracement as well, actually 38.2. So marking this daily area, that price is finding resistance, dropping to the 4 hourly, and while we can see a massive reaction from this area. So still, this may continue to push up, guys. So I will draw my fib. This is my major area here on top. So I want to see how price returns back in here to potentially form a lower high and to push to the downside into the Fibonacci area, because we have massive support in here. As you can see, resistance, 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 another resistance, massive break. So this area might get retested in order for the market to continue to the upside. So for now, I will kind of remain sell biased, because I think we will have a nice sell opportunity if price action pulls back. But if price just continues to push down into this area, I will be pretty mindful, because we might get a long opportunity on this one. And finishing with Euro GBP, kind of messy. So on the daily time frame, just building up our story, we had this double bottom, then price broke even below the neckline. On the daily time frame, we still have some space to reach this area, so I will not pay too much attention to it. We can see that we have a very strong area in here. We can just plot a line. And right now we had price breaking below this area, giving us very little pullback. So I was expecting more of a pullback on this one. Why would just consolidate it for a bit, exactly where it created this lower low, pushed a little bit to the downside. Then we had a massive spike to the downside, and right now it is looking like it's trying to push up for more liquidity. So I want to see more of a bigger pullback on this one. So what I will do, guys, is I will mark my major area in here. That is the last lower high. So I want to see how price comes into this area, if it's going to leave me some rejections, some evidence that there are sellers in this area, and then we can potentially take a short. However, always keep in mind that the price action may give us a bigger retracement. This is perfectly 38.2, but we can expect a 61.8 as well, which perfectly aligns actually with this kind of area here, you see, because we have here support, we have interaction in here, and then the price decided to break. So a retest of here will be a nice short opportunity as well. That is the pound pairs. If you've been following my analysis, you know that a pair I recently introduced to my watch list is CAD yen, and I think it's been doing pretty well. I found that there is a very nice positive correlation between CAD yen and USD JPY, so it's pretty good that those pairs are correlating because you can get some very nice high probability trades. So what I can see right now is that price is still in an uptrend on the daily time frame, but as I focus on the 4-hourly more, we had a little consolidation in here. We had the break of the consolidation and we had a beautiful retest here with this daily wick. So what can be potentially happening right now is I see we have a nice area in here for potential head and shoulders. So we might have a pullback, which is a perfect 1561.8% zone. So 4-hourly time frame, let me just show you the opportunities that I saw. So price was pushing up, higher high, pushed to the downside, and after a higher low, what do we expect, guys? We expect a higher high. But what did price do? It failed to make a higher high, but not only it failed, it made a lower high. 1, 2, 3 formation, massive bearish pressure, immediate retest here of this area, nice short opportunity, second retest, very similar to USD JPY, and a massive flush caused by the interest rate decision, as we had a pretty weak Canada. So then we had this kind of area, structural point, lower high formation, and a nice push to the downside. So looking on the left, I think price is approaching pretty strong supportive region. You see here tap, a lot of taps actually here. So you can play around here to adjust your area. Remember, this is an area, so make sure even to include something like this to make it a zone. So as I said, from the daily time frame, we might expect price to pull back to fulfill this daily head and shoulders. So what we can see here is that price may find some support to push to the upside, then it might pull back a little bit to form a higher low, and then we can expect this push. However, as a day trader, I will still remain short bias. So I will just draw my zone, my level in here, and I will wait for price action to come back in here. If I see any rejections, I will take shorts, but in case this price breaks, we will have a little retest to the downside, and then we can target this daily head and shoulders area. So that is my bias for CAD yen. So far moving so good, so let's see if it continues like this. And wrapping up the video with gold, let's see what is happening with this bad boy. So we had this massive manipulation here to the upside, massive over exhaustion, price pushes to the downside and starts to form this range. So I will focus more on the 4-hourly because it's pretty clear what was happening there. So I had something like this for the week. So we had this area as well here, and we see that price broke out. So a lot of people jumped into longs here, but I said, wait either for the retest to confirm, or I think that this may be a fake out. So it proved to be a fake out. We have 1, 2, 3, massive selling pressure. Then I thought this was a nice short opportunity as a lower high. Price pushed down, failed, pushed back up again here into this area to reject, attempted to push, but still failed. So we created a little consolidation area in here. Then price again broke up, retested this area and pushed to the upside. And actually this was a pretty nice setup. If you can see the hourly time frame, we had a push, we had a pullback. This is around 61.8 or 78.6, actually perfectly 61.8. And then we had a massive explosion to the upside. So how am I looking at this market for next week? Well, I can see that it is trying to establish a new uptrend. We have this high broken, which was pretty major, this one. So what I want to see right now is a bigger pullback because I think this is too immediate to this area. So if we have a nicer pullback, we can possibly draw fips as well. Around 50%, 61.8 around this area, it will be perfect. And I think there might be a little bit more upside on gold. However, make sure to remain more conservative because the economic situation is not that nice. We're having a lot of uncertainty. People are still trying to figure out if they should buy gold to invest their money in gold or turn their gold into dollars because we still don't know if the dollar is going to continue to push up. So still some uncertainty, and as you can see on the charts, it is pretty uncertain. It's actually a big consolidation happening in here. Like this, we had a fake out, we had a fake out, we have another fake out, and right now we have a breakout. So let's see if this retests back in here around this area, and then we can look for a continuation to the upside. I hope that was not quite confusing. So that's for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video and you found something valuable from it. Make sure to let me know down in the comments if you did. And I will be posting more videos, so make sure to mention the topics you want me to discuss. Every Tuesday there will be a video, and potentially on Thursdays as well. So thank you for staying up until now. I totally appreciate it, and see you on my next video.